Prince Harry really meant it when he said, "There's only so much one can do from home and over Zoom, so we look forward to travelling more because the work matters." Whether it's the Archewell Foundation, Invictus, or any of our other causes, there will always be reasons to meet the people at the heart of our work. A little bit confused? Well, Prince Harry is set to visit New York City next month during the United Nations General Assembly's high-level General Debate and Climate Week. This visit will advance several of his patronages and philanthropic initiatives, particularly those aligned with his work with the non-profit Archewell Foundation, which he launched with his wife, Duchess Meghan. During his time in the city, Harry will engage in activities supporting African parks, the Halo Trust, the Diana Award, and Travelist, underscoring his commitment to causes that have long been close to his heart. Yet, unsurprisingly, Harry's visit has already sparked criticism from the usual quarters. Royal experts, never missing an opportunity to undermine Harry's efforts, have dismissed his New York trip as a further attempt by Prince Harry to prove he is relevant.
This is a further attempt by Prince Harry to prove he's relevant. If you're a member of the royal family, you just are. If you're a semi-detached member of the royal family living in California, you have to be on the move to show that you are of some worth to the world, hence the recent trips with his wife to Nigeria and Colombia. And that's what he's doing. He's going to New York in the week of the General Assembly, the world's biggest talking shop.
This criticism is not only unwarranted, but also laughable. It reveals a deep-seated fear within the British media and the royal establishment that Harry's approach to royalty is reshaping what it means to be a modern royal, making their outdated model increasingly irrelevant. Let's dive deeper. Prince Harry's upcoming visit to New York City is not just another public appearance. It is a strategic move to advance the causes he has championed for years. From his work with African Parks, an organization dedicated to the protection of Africa's national parks, to the Halo Trust, which focuses on landmine clearance and the safety of war-torn regions, Harry has consistently demonstrated his commitment to making the world a safer and more equitable place. His involvement with the Diana Award, named after his late mother, and Travelist, a sustainable travel initiative, further underscores his dedication to causes that align with his values. However, Harry's commitment to these causes is a direct contrast to the typical royal behaviour, where simply being seen is often enough to make headlines. Consider the recent news that Kate Middleton made headlines for simply attending church. This is the kind of trivial news that has come to define the British royal family. Events that have little to no impact on the world yet are blown out of proportion to maintain the illusion of relevance. The fact is, Harry is actively working on the ground to effect change. Whether it's travelling to Africa, South America, or just New York City, he's there because he knows that there's real work to be done. And this is precisely why the British media is so desperate to undermine him. They are terrified that Harry's approach will force them to do actual journalism rather than sitting in their comfortable offices gossiping about palace intrigues. This fear was evident during Harry and Meghan's recent visit to Colombia. The British media was forced to either be in Colombia to see what was happening or rely solely on the information that Harry and Meghan allowed them to access. Gone are the days when the British press could control the narrative by simply rehashing palace gossip. Harry's work demands that they actually engage with the world and report on real issues, something that many in the British media are woefully unprepared to do. But more than anything, Harry's work is threatening both the British media and the royal establishment because of the stark difference between Harry's approach to royalty and the traditional model that has been in place for centuries. Harry is redefining what it means to be a royal in the modern world. For him, royalty is not about maintaining a perfect image or adhering to outdated traditions. It's about using his platform to make a tangible difference in the world. This is a revolutionary idea, and it's one that threatens to upend the very foundation of the British monarchy. The British royal family has long relied on its members to play specific roles designed to maintain the status quo, ensuring that the monarchy remains relevant in the eyes of the public. But Harry has refused to play this game. He has rejected the idea that his worth is tied to his position within the royal family. Instead, he has chosen to forge his own path, one that is defined by his actions rather than his title. This is why the British media is so obsessed with trying to prove that Harry is irrelevant. They know that if Harry's approach to royalty is successful, it will expose the emptiness of the traditional model. It will show that being a royal is not about attending garden parties or making small talk at charity events. It's about using one's influence to effect real change in the world. And Harry is doing it. His visit to New York is not about proving his relevance. It's about continuing the work that he believes in, regardless of whether the British media approves or not. Harry understands that the world is facing enormous challenges, from the climate crisis to social inequality. He knows that addressing these issues requires more than just words. It requires action, and he is willing to put in the work, even if it means stepping on a few toes along the way. Therefore, the criticism levelled at Prince Harry for his upcoming visit to New York is as predictable as it is misguided. The suggestion that Harry's trip is a desperate attempt to prove he is relevant, and that as a semi-detached member of the royal family, he must be constantly on the move to prove his worth is not only laughable, but also reveals a deep-seated insecurity within the British monarchy. Harry is not seeking validation. He is doing what he has always done, working for causes that matter. In addition to the absurdity, the irony of this criticism is that it comes from a place of inactivity. While Harry is out in the world, engaging with global leaders, advocating for change, and making a tangible difference, other members of the royal family are making headlines for far less substantive reasons. Remember Kate Middleton making headlines for simply attending church? Pit that against Harry attending the United Nations General Assembly, and tell me who needs to prove their worth. As Harry continues to champion causes around the world, the British media will increasingly find themselves on the wrong side of history. They will be forced to either engage with the issues that Harry is addressing or risk becoming obsolete. In the end, Harry's visit to New York is not about proving anything to anyone. It's about doing the work that matters. It's about standing up for what he believes in and using his platform to effect change. And whether the British media likes it or not, this is the future of royalty. A future where actions speak louder than titles, and where the worth of a royal is measured not by their proximity to the throne, but by the impact they have on the world. So, let the British media criticise Harry all they want. Let them claim that he is trying to prove his relevance. The truth is that Harry doesn't need to prove anything. His work speaks for itself, and it's a testament to the fact that royalty, as it has been traditionally understood, is evolving. And as Harry continues to blaze this new trail, the world will be watching, not because he's a royal, but because he's making a difference. Thank you for watching.